Plato was a philosopher as well as a mathematician. In classical Greece, he is considered an essential figure in the development of philosophy, especially in the Western tradition. He founded the Academy in Athens, what is thought to be the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. Along with his teacher, Socrates, and his most famous student, Aristotle, Plato laid the foundations of the Western philosophy and science. Plato was born around 428 BC, during the final years of the golden age of Pericles, Athens. His father died when he was a child. His mother remarried a politician. Plato grew up during the Peloponnesian War and came of age during the time of Athens' defeat by Sparta and the political chaos that followed. He was educated in philosophy, poetry, and gymnastics. Plato was influenced primarily by Socrates, to the extent that Socrates is usually the main character in many of Plato's writings, though he is also influenced by Heraclitus, Parmenides, and the Pythagoreans. There is controversy over which of Plato's works are authentic and what order they were written. Due to the manner of their preservation, nonetheless, his earliest works are generally regarded as the most reliable ancient sources on Socrates. And the character Socrates that we know through these writings is considered to be one of the greatest of ancient philosophers. Plato's middle to later works, including his most famous work, The Republic, are generally regarded as proving Plato's own philosophy, where the main character speaks for Plato himself. The section on music in Plato's Republic suggests that in ideal society, flutes would be banned in favor of the more dignified lyre. But on his deathbed, Plato reportedly summoned a young girl to play her flute for him, tapping out the rhythm with his finger while he breathed his last breath. It is most of all from Plato that we get the theory of forms and the allegory of the cave, which is a theory concerning human perception. In order to gain real knowledge, we must gain it through philosophical reason. Plato also introduced the ideal of Platonic love. Plato saw love as motivated by a longing for the highest form of beauty, the beautiful itself, as love as the most motivational power, through which the highest of achievements are possible. Because they tended to distract us into accepting less than our highest potentials, however, Plato mistrusted and generally advised against physical expressions of love. From 385 BC until his death in 347, Plato only left the academy twice, both times to visit Sicily. What drew him away from his school was the possibility of putting a political theory he outlined in the Republic into practice. Plato believed that there was only one real version of anything, the perfect version. Everything else that we see with our senses is just an imitation of this perfect vision, or perfect form. The imitations we see are all part of the world of appearance. With lists, the perfect forms are part of reality.